Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Cosmic Haven Tarot. So, y'all, I kid you not, I literally posted or tried to, because I recorded these videos, okay? So, I recorded videos for the past 2 weeks. We're going to try this one, okay? Because, like, knock on wood, um, it took 2 days to get to 50% on the upload. So Mercury retrograde was really retrograding for me in that aspect. So I was just like, I'm not even going to try. So I just, kind of detoxed from social media a little bit. I really had a great shadow work class at Love Light Collective in Old Town Lansing. So shout out to Love Light Collective. Love y'all there. You're amazing. And then just took some classes. So I took a cranial sacral flow class. So that's a form of massage therapy where we go up and down the spine and release spinal fluid, but this one is also releasing fascia. And I took more an amazing clairvoyant class. So very thankful for the time in these classes. Now I've got a new service coming up. It is going to be a cranial flow with intuitive integration. So really talking to people, like doing the cranial sacral flow, running my hands up and down the spine, because I found when I was doing that, like messages were flying off the chain, okay, for these people. And it was just practice. So they all got free readings, okay? Um, but yeah, it's just really interesting to connect with the spine and see what messages there are. So that's going to be on my site if you want to check it out and are in the Lansing area. All right. So, and it's also going to be on sale for the first month. So through the month of December, y'all can get it for $30 off. So it'll be $65 for an hour. And you're going to get a lot in that hour, okay? So we are using the Tarot of the Dance of Souls. Let's see what the messages we have. Today is the end of Mercury retrograde. Congratulations. We made it through the final one this year. There is a full moon on December 4th. That is a Thursday, just FYI. So be prepared for that. Set your intentions, set your release statements. All right. Ooh, we have got chemistry. All right. So this feels not only like, it doesn't feel romance, it feels like you are connecting with people on a different level. So these past few months has really been about shedding layers, not taking crap from people who just really don't serve you. And now you're connecting with people who do serve you, who are going to fill your cup. This is going to be like really great networking vibes, especially if you're like a business owner or like somebody where you have to network in your field of practice. This is going to be an amazing time for you. And if it's like cultivating deeper friendships, there are going to be a few deeper friendships and along the way, but this feels mostly like business connections, okay? But on a really deep, like, oh, we really hit it off and respect one another and trust one another and we are equals. And that is amazing. So it's really about getting that type of vibe getting in your business vibe tribe. And then we've got secret in reverse. So this is more like keeping quiet, not sharing too much still. Like now you've learned the lesson. What happens when you overshare? What happens when you give too much of yourself? So really it's about withdrawing and letting people come to you. And that's what's really going to be attractive about you. It's like you, by cutting off a lot of people, have realized your worth, realized your value, and now you're allowing people to come to you. Like not just anybody can get in your field of energy. Okay, they got to come to you and they got to come to you right, because we're not playing those games that these people have been playing in the past. You've learned from that. Now we're celebrating, and it's like we're in Sagittarius season now, so propelling forward with intention. So, and also it's the end of the year, and that's 3 month, because well, it's still 11, but like into this week, we're getting into 3. 1 and 2, which is December, is 3. So we're getting into this 3, which is expression, which is connection, which is charisma and joy and happiness. And it's really celebrating the things you have cultivated throughout the year. And so, really honoring that within yourself is important. not necessarily sharing everything online, not necessarily sharing with the people you just meet, okay? Like they got to work for it still. And that's kind of what brings them into you. That's your allure. You don't just share everything. So, really, just like, oh, you're mysterious, okay? Like Elizabeth Taylor vibes. We've got desire in reverse. This is going to be some disappointment, and this is for certain people. And it does feel like there's an aspect of you who's just kind of like shut off and detached from certain people in certain situations. And so now it's like they're like, ooh, we're going through withdrawals. We kind of have this longing for you, this missing you. So there's some people who I feel like are missing you. They can get over it and learn their own lesson. If you feel like they're energetically attaching to you, and that might be the case, like if you think about them, say, are these my thoughts? Are these my feelings? If it is not, return those to sender with awareness, because we're not going to hang on to their baggage. They got to deal with their own stuff, okay? So it feels like there's some people missing you. Um, some like definite regrets over certain situations and how they've unfolded and the way they've treated you. And you're really realizing that you're so valuable and you're so worthy of a deeper type of love, a deeper type of affection. And it doesn't have to be like romantic love, familial, like peer love, respect. That you're not even going to walk or like look in their direction and you don't have anything to prove to them anyway. Like you're detached because you're not going to put forth an effort trying to prove yourself. That's a waste of energy and you already know you are it. So the fact that they didn't realize it until you were gone is on them. So that's just that. We've got the Fool in reverse. There might be some hesitancy, especially with new business endeavors and new money making schemes. So really dive deep into that and see like what's going to be the next thing to propel you forward. So it feels like you're at this precipice and spirit is guiding you to take a leap and you are kind of like, do I really leap? Am I going to fall, plunge off this cliff? Um, no, you're not. You're going to be divinely supported. You're going to be divinely guided. Like, and I'm even looking at this. I don't know why it's in reverse, but this hesitancy, you're not listening to your inner spirits. Like this is the masculine and feminine energies. These are the stars that even like your birth chart is saying like, hey, now's the time to take the leap. The planets, um, just really overarching. And then this sun, like you are the sun. You are the light that wants to shine forth. So allow that light to come through, okay? Allow it. Surrender. All right, we have got the juggler in reverse. Okay, so we've got the fool and then we've got the juggler in reverse. So making decisions and sticking to it, being confident in your decisions and in your risk taking. So some of this stuff is going to be a lot of risk taking for you, okay? And it's going to be important. And this feels like it's especially up in the air because it is a full moon in Gemini. So it is kind of that like dualistic, oh, do I do this? Do I not do this? Um, Shout out to Geminis, but and I am a Gemini moon. So I know it's like, ooh, do I actually do this? Oh, let's think about everything else and analyze kind of sort of, but also like, ooh, there's a shiny coin over there. Okay, so it's really about sitting down and making a decision and sticking with that decision and focusing. All right, we've got the chariot in reverse. This feels more like an inward spiritual movement within you, like there's this divine force coming through within you. And like even so when I'm reading these, sometimes I feel called to like flip it, but it's really telling me like this is an inward movement. This is more about you going within and bringing forth that light. It might not be a fast chariot, but it's a steady chariot and it's not out of control. It's this firm decision making. And this feels like after the full moon in Gemini, you're like, I know my path. I I am on my way. I can go the distance. That's what I'm hearing right now, okay, Hercules? So that's really what's coming up for you. Illusion, this is in reverse. So this is more like, again, there's this spiritual movement going on within you. Illusion in reverse is really you being able to see through the crap, breaking free from not only cycles and patterns in your life, but also being able to see people for who they are and what they were truly bringing to the table in terms of you guys' relationship. And like, some of these people were really crappy. And so it's not necessarily like bashing them, but it's being thankful for the experience, like acknowledging the lessons you learned with them, and then acknowledging how grateful you are to be here now, free of that energy, because they were really just kind of dragging you down. A lot of it feels like there was this sort of putting this egotistical, putting themselves above others, comparing and contrasting, and it's kind of like you were kind of getting sucked into it, and now you've pulled yourself out, and now it's like, okay, but how can I contribute to humanity in a positive way? What can I do to give back to the community? What can I do to shine my light even brighter and disregard like all this drama, all this chaos, all this conflict, and really just do my best to set boundaries, and detach from that stuff, but also give to those who are willing and open to receive. All right. We've got this acceptation. I always have to pause for acceptation. This is kind of like the judgment card. This is more about self-forgiveness. And again, like, just because it's in reverse doesn't mean it's a negative thing. Sometimes it's more of an inward movement. Like, this is forgiveness of self. So some of you might have been feeling things of shame for allowing yourself to be in certain toxic situations, and for allowing people to kind of control your life, and kind of like allowing yourself to a certain extent to be victim blamed. So you're like, oh, maybe I should have done this different. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Or what if people think I'm weird? What if people are attacking me now because I spoke out and fought for myself? Stop victim blaming and realize that you did the best you could in that time. Take your energy that you put in there and just give it love and forgiveness, okay? Not that, because we're not perfect, okay? So it's like, yeah, you might have done some stuff. However, did that justify these people acting that way toward you? Okay. Like, yeah, you might have said something, but did that justify their behavior? Okay. And really dig into that. Did it justify their behavior? And the answer is no. So you got to forgive yourself for feeling guilty. You got to forgive yourself for feeling ashamed, and you've got to move forward in your life, all right? Enthusiasm in reverse. This is more about inward happiness, finding happiness with alone time, finding happiness doing what you love, and learning how to be alone and detach from people. And the more you relish in the alone time you have, the better your relationships are going to be in the long run, because you don't need them for happiness, okay? They're in your vicinity because you appreciate their presence, but you don't necessarily need them anymore. And it's really getting rid of that codependency for you. And that's really what spirit is calling for at this time. And we've got patience in reverse. This feels more like on the outside world. This rush to succeed, this rush to get money, this rush to produce something and to create value within society. And it's kind of like you're pulling back and slowing yourself down while the world is telling you to speed up. So it's like you're slowing down the flow, but that's okay. You're taking care of yourself. You're pulling back. You're allowing yourself to put yourself first and be okay with where you are right now. And we have got flight. All right. We've got flight, and I don't know why. Sorry, I'm looking at the picture. Um, because flight isn't very flighty. It's kind of like defeat. It kind of looks like. Um, and so like this, it's a 12, and so really I'm getting this time to surrender and to go deep within yourself. And we're getting into the month of December as well. So knowing it's okay to rest, knowing it's okay to pause and to let go and to even fail and like admit like, yeah, I, you know, live and learn, guys. It's a lesson. But it's really surrendering to the moment and learning from experiences, okay? And allowing yourself to learn from these experiences. We've got we've got care in reverse. This is more like, guys, take care of yourself, okay? There's a part of you that does not want to pause. There's a part of you that doesn't want to nurture yourself or feels like you might not have enough money. This is especially for some of you, you might feel like you don't have enough money in order to really cherish and nurture yourself. Do little bits a day. Do what you can, okay? Even if it's just giving yourself a massage, even if it's just turning off the TV and meditating instead of watching, like, you know, your favorite anime. But really take time for yourself and love up on yourself. And again, like, appreciate that alone time. So, like, especially during the holidays, it's always like, it's like, oh, we got to go do this. Oh, we got to spend time with family. We've got to buy presents, things like that. But it's also a holiday break. It's time for you to take care of yourself and give yourself a break. You deserve it, okay? And we have got this Hermit in reverse. So this is closing out, and it's really like you are going to find the greatest epiphanies by withdrawing. A part of you is not going to want to withdraw. A part of you is not going to want to take care of yourself. It's going to want to hustle. It's going to want to grind. But you're going to have so many like downloads. That's what I'm going to say, because a lot of this is like this spiritual journey. You're going to have so many downloads and revelations just by withdrawing. And like come New Year, you're going to have a game plan. You're going to have forward movement and momentum and knowing what direction you are taking. And so that's why, like, you know, while there's like these connections coming, it's still very important to take care of your energy, to take care of yourself, especially having departed from certain relationships that really don't serve you. Now it's time to heal from those so you can go out and have better relationships in the future, better connections, better financial gains. That's like, I was going to say better in terms of finance, better relationships with your finances, okay? Better relationships overall. So really take that time to take care of yourself, okay? All right, and we have got record. Okay, this is from the Dream Ritual Oracle deck. So record, start journaling, start brainstorming, especially start brainstorming. So flush out all these people, flush out all these energies, and start thinking about your future. Start planning, start setting in intentions. And like, oh my gosh, I'll have to post this on Instagram, but I just bought this amazing ritual planner for myself so I can really set these intentions. And I love planners, like Virgo energy. I like planners, okay? But like, I just bought this amazing planner with all the astrological points and tarot and fusion and all these different things so I can really sit down during like this break we're going to start and setting the intentions for the new year, what I want to bring into reality. All right, so I encourage you to do that too. You don't have to necessarily get a planner. If you just feel like writing things down, do it. If you feel like recording it by talking to a tree, do it. If you feel like recording it on your phone, do it. Whatever works for you, but record. Start envisioning the future for yourself. Okay, how do you want your relationships to be? How do you want your finances to be, your health, your well-being, your job, your money? Okay, how do you want all those to look? What do you want them to look like? Okay, so I hope you all have a wonderful, I hope you've had a happy Thanksgiving. All right, I hope you've had a happy Thanksgiving, and I hope you all have a wonderful week. Okay, take care.